Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. What up, what up, what up? It's your boy, JayDollKingHefner, the beautiful Cali Sun, the beautiful Asana Moon, and the beautiful Mara Blade. And I'm back again for another show. And actually, this is the first live stream I've ever done on my biking channel. So I definitely want to welcome all of you guys here that are tuning in. I really appreciate all of your time. As always, I want to wish God's blessings over your life, whatever you're wishing for, hoping for, believing for. We pray that you already have it, whether it's health, finances, or a new relationship. We always say believe it and receive it. So, for everybody who may not know, my name is JayDollKingHefner. Once again, I'm actually a companion doll enthusiast. And what that really means is uh, I really am a proponent of living with synthetic humans. I'm not against human dating, and I still do like human women. But a couple of years ago, I actually got into this lifestyle, the companion dog lifestyle, uh, and it's really working for me. It really has taken me back to a pure time in my childhood when I used to love playing with my action figures and toys. And to me, this having companion dogs is on just on a whole new level, of what I used to do as a kid, and so much more less complicated than human dating. Like I said, I'm not dumb completely with human dating. If a woman came around and wanted to date with me, I would date her. But I'm actually happy right now in this lifestyle. Uh, and the reason I started this channel is as I was going down this road of the companion dog lifestyle, I actually made a YouTube channel, and it's entitled JayDollKingHefner. And I've been taking all of my viewers down the path of my life for the last 2 years of navigating the companion dog lifestyle, learning more and more about that life. And I've been, taking my viewers on the road from the beginning to where I am now. Uh, I started out with one companion dog, and as of right now, I have 5 physical companion dogs. I have an extra head, and so that would actually make 6 girls, but physically, I have 5 bodies. So it's been a nice long road so far and a fun road. And the viewers on that channel have been riding that ride with me. But one thing I used to really like to do with my companion dogs is take them out on trips, going on dates and things of that nature. But my car actually went down. My car actually went down. And I've always owned a bike and always liked biking. Excuse me. I've always owned a bike and always liked biking. But I didn't do it every day. Uh, it may be sometimes it's been like a year or two where I probably didn't hardly even touch my bike. But since I've been on this companion dog journey, I've been on a lot of ups and downs in my personal life as well. So right now, all what I do, for a living is my YouTube channel, JayDollKingHefner, and I started this channel. So I really don't have a whole bunch of resources or anything like that right now. But luckily, before I sort of came into more challenging times financially, I got a lot of the things I needed for my companion dog lifestyle. Still got a long ways to go, but I got a lot of supplies and things that I needed. Well, what happened was when my car went down, that really affected my other channel from the standpoint is I couldn't take my girls out on adventures and go on dates and share it with my viewers. So my channel is mainly based on education now, talking about, things that I find out through my research and things of that nature. But when my car went down, I was really wondering, what the hell am I going to do now? What am I going to do? And I started looking around and I saw my good old trusty bike sitting there. And I was like, man, every time my car has went down in the past, I always rely on my bike. But this time I had a bit of a different feeling about it. I was just like, man, I don't have the money to even buy another car right now. And I just started thinking like, man, I've always been curious about bike commuting. Could I really do it? And I started, doing a little research more and more and more. And I found out that it's a lot of people that actually do it. Not a lot by American standards, but it's people out there that do it. And I started thinking like, man, I'm really gonna miss taking my girls out on dates, but maybe I give this bike commuting thing a try since I had nothing else to try other than walk. Man, so I broke out my good old trusty bike, and little bit by little bit every day when I needed to do something, I jumped on that bike. And like I said before, I've always liked my bike. I always loved my bike, honestly. But just like many Americans, I, I only used it for maybe recreation. I only used it for recreation. But boy, man, as I started riding it more and more every day, I started getting more addicted to it. Uh, for one, the health benefits, feeling even better. I've never been one that wanted to be out of shape, but just riding my bike more consistently, I feel so much better. That's for one. But for two, it gives you that childlike feeling, man, every time you jump on a bike, just that childlike feeling, man. And I always go back to my childhood every time I get on that bike. And so you get the health benefits, you get that nostalgic feeling. Also, man, I know you guys are like me, man. You get sick of just paying for gas. And as gas prices are going up, I'm a Aquarius, so I'm sort of rebellious by nature, man. But I was already sort of getting sick of feeling like a prisoner to gas. Like really they have me by the balls. I'm talking about not only our country, but basically the world. Everybody that's in that gasoline industry, they got us all by the balls, meaning that, especially here in America, if you want to go somewhere, you're gonna need some gas. So they can make gas $10 a gallon right now. And you know who's gonna go get gas? Everybody that's listening to me. Why? Because you need gas. And they know that they could hike it up that much and you still go buy it. Because you need it. Why? To get around. Man, the more I started riding my bike, I kept riding past gas stations and things of that nature. And I just started thinking like, man, it feels, riding a bike already makes you feel free. And I got a video coming up about that. So I'm not going to go too deep into that, but it already makes you feel free. But riding past these gas stations and things of that nature, it really started making me be like, man, I'm free of control of this government trying to impose all these price gauges on me, this price raising on me in all aspects. And gas is one of those things where you always feel like you couldn't get away from. I'm like, man, I'm loving not having to pay for gas. Uh, you know, riding past people who are in traffic jams or getting pulled over. Uh, being one with nature. It's just a continuous list of advantages. And the only disadvantages that you can really list with commuting, which they are significant to some people, is the weather. You might be like, man, I don't want to ride in the rain or the cold or the wind or the scorching heat or things of that nature. And I understand how people can think about it, especially here in America, because we've almost been conditioned to feel like we need a car. But I still got a couple comments. But man, and I'm just like that. I was just like everybody else, conditioned to thinking, we need a car. But since I've been, like I said, riding this bike, I'm like, man, we've all been fooled. We've all been fooled. We never needed these damn wheel cars as much as we rely on them. I think cars and things of that nature are absolutely necessary for potential emergencies. Like if an ambulance has to come pick somebody up for being sick or something, or you have to rush somebody to the hospital yourself. Or if you have a big family, you may not all, and you all want to go somewhere very far. You may not all, want to be riding a bike, right? But the situations I mentioned, they aren't very plentiful. Probably 80% of the time, most people could ride a bike if they chose to do it. So, man, I found out a lot, man, since I've been riding this, commuting and stuff. And I'm like, man, the only time I really need a car is if I want to take my girls out on a date. But other than that, just like I explained to you, I could do most things on a bike. And even when I was, thinking about it years ago, because I've always thought about bike commuting, but even when I thought about it years ago, I kept on saying to myself, man, I don't like being sweaty. I love being clean and fresh. And I don't want to go to work and being funky or musty or sweaty or whatever. So I know that's something that's been in the back of my mind that has always made me say, I can't see doing it, even though I would love to do it. But man, after doing all the research I've been doing, it's going to be many shows to come where I'm going to be breaking all type of stuff down. But after doing all the research, I found out, oh man, you can keep yourself clean and bike commute to work. You got to take the right supplies or maybe find somewhere to wash up, or like I said, wash up or get to work early, wash up there. I mean, basically it's ways around it. And I had a job that was pretty far from the house. And even now, if I did have that type, have that job, I would be riding my bike there. That's just how strongly I feel about bike commuting now. And just to get to the title of this show, which I still don't have my banner up because once again, it's my first time streaming on this channel. I've streamed a lot on my other channel, but I don't know why it always feels a little strange when you're doing something new somewhere else. But let me check in with my guest right quick. First and last here. He said, not me, I've been riding. Yeah, what up, first and last? Good to have you here, brother. Good to have somebody here, man, listening to me. And I'm glad you've been riding your bike, man. That's damn good. Like I say, man, I found out so much since I've been bike commuting. And the title of the show is Bike Commuting Can Save the World. And the reason I named it Bike Commuting Can Save the World is because it really can. It really can save the world, in a lot of ways. We do all this complaining about pollution and the atmosphere and things of that nature. And if most of us rode bikes, that'll knock out a whole bunch of pollution right there. That'll keep all that automobile smoke out of the air. So that's one way it can help save the world. Two, I've already mentioned it, but exercise. Here in the United States, we are grossly overweight. It makes no sense, and I'm not trying to talk about people, like saying, oh, you're a fatso, you're a fatso. No, what I'm saying is just the statistics, show that we are grossly overweight in this country alone. And I was just thinking like, man, what if most of this country was biking, bike commuting instead of all this damn car travel? everybody would be instantly that much healthier. So that's something that can get solved from bike commuting. So you got your pollution, you know, you can get your environment cleaned up, you can cut down on weight. So that's two things right there. You know, two major things that can really help this world. And let me tell you something, man. Another thing is community building. Community building. And I know it may be some cyclists that may tune into this or something. They may be like, Jay, I know all of this, whatever. Uh, and I know, but guess what? I'm reiterating it because it can't be said enough. You know, it can't be said enough. But I know when I'm riding my bike, I just have random people speaking to me, you know, on their porch. And I'll be like, man, you don't get that when you're riding in the car. And more importantly, it's crazy. It just feels like they feel like I'm more approachable because I'm on my bike. They feel like they can speak to me because I'm on my bike. And if you could just imagine a community of people on their bikes, that's a whole lot more communication. And once again, I have another video coming up about this, but when you're biking, man, it's just something about it. Yeah, sometimes you may have to do a little work, but for the most part, I guarantee you, you're going to be in some sort of a good mood. You're going to be in a good mood when you're biking. And they say it's you releasing your endorphins through exercise, but whatever the hell reason it is, you're just going to feel a little bit better while you're biking. Getting that fresh air, feeling the breeze, hearing the sounds. You know, I did a video recently talking about how biking made me love winter. And I hate the winter time. I've always hated the cold. And so I was like, man, what am I going to do? It's starting to get cold, man. I got a bike commute in this cold weather. What am I going to do? And I still don't, I'm going to do a video about that. I still don't have any of the right clothing or anything like that. But I did finally manage to get a puffy jacket because I had been seeing other cyclists wear puffy jackets and stuff. And I'm like, man, I was wearing this big, gigantic jacket. And I was like, man, I would love to have a puffy jacket on so I could be a little bit more sleek while I'm riding. So I did get my puffy jacket. And, you know, I always put a few layers on or whatever up under my jacket during the, you know, when it's super cold out there. But man, as I started riding day after day, I realized like, man, I'm loving being out here in the winter time. And I hate the winter because when you get to cycling and your body starts to warm up just a little bit, you know, you're not going to be cold anymore. And that breeze that was cold, it's going to start feeling like a cool breeze. And I compare it to a nice fall day because I like fall more than spring. I like a cool fall day more than anything. And man, cycling in the winter, once you put your layers on, that's what it feels like to me. A cool fall day. Now I don't live in the upper north like a Toronto where it's just a million degrees below zero. Maybe they'll beg to differ with me about enjoying the winter with cycling. But here, you know, where it may dip below zero every blue moon, but you know, cold here is about, I don't know, I guess about, you know, when it starts getting to 27, 28, 29, 30 degrees, uh, you know, that's when it starts getting cold here in Memphis. Not below zero. And so, you know, I just feel like, you know, cycling has made me even love something that I hate in the wintertime. Made me more healthy. Like you say, has me interacting with my community more. Uh, you know, I don't even miss my car. You know, people have been asking me, do I want to ride? Do I need to get picked up or whatever? And I'm like, no, I don't want to get picked up. And they think that they're doing me a favor, but I'm like, no, I would prefer my bike. I would prefer riding my bike. That's how much I love bike commuting now. And I do see myself probably getting a car in the future because I want to take my girls back out on dates and stuff. But me personally, I can't see going back to doing most of my trips by car. It'll probably be only when I take my girls out that I would actually use my car. But man, I've been constantly doing more and more research. And I found this startling little statistic right here, man. I'm going to share with you guys. I'm going to share this startling little statistic. And I'm not one of these bike geniuses as far as knowing all the statistics and things of that nature. But this is one I found. I want to share with you guys. It says more cyclists in the country means fewer fatal crashes. So the more cyclists that you have in a country, the less fatal crashes there are. And so this blue line represents bicycle travel per inhabitant per year by kilometer. So every inhabitant per year is traveling this distance on each one of these points on the graph. The yellow represents cyclists killed per billion kilometers of bicycle travel, bicycle miles traveled. And so when you look at the Netherlands, because that's who I've really been focusing on, the Netherlands, pretty much the best biking nation in the world. If you look at their numbers, the average person in the Netherlands is traveling 864 kilometers a year. Just think about that. The bicycle travel per inhabitant per year is averaging to be 864 kilometers. And they're only getting 10.7 cyclists killed per billion kilometers of travel by bicycle. That's an amazing number. Per billion kilometers, you're getting 10 deaths. Whereas you go to the middle of this in France, the middle of this chart, you got France, their citizens or their inhabitants are traveling a total of about 88 kilometers per year. And when I think about that, I'm just like, dang, man, that is such a low number, man. That is such a low number. But they're traveling 88 kilometers per year and less travel, by bike. And the number shoots up to 27 deaths per billion kilometers traveled. Then you go all the way to the US, where we're averaging 47 kilometers traveled per year compared to the Netherlands, who are averaging 864 kilometers per inhabitant. We're only averaging 47 kilometers per inhabitant because this is a car-centric nation. Well, we're averaging 44 deaths per billion kilometers of bicycle miles traveled. I mean, come on, man. That's an alarming number. Basically, what this is saying is the more cyclists that you have, the more people you have cycling, the reason it's less fatal crashes is because people are used to seeing cyclists. They're used to seeing them out there. Not only that, when you have more cyclists, it allows for more infrastructure to be justified. So they construct the city in such a way, to be a bicycle city. But I don't want to go down that too far because we're going to get to that in just a second. But I just thought this chart was interesting from the standpoint of, man, if you increase the number of cyclists here in the United States, we can actually lower that number from 44 and come at least down here in the dang 20s maybe. Because I see Finland, they're averaging 267 kilometers per person, per inhabitant, and they're down to 20 deaths per billion kilometers traveled. So the United States has a lot of work to do, and a big reason for us dying like that, being a lot of deaths. What up, JTY? He said, finally caught you on the live. Congrats on the new channel. Thank you, JTY. Like I say, man, I'm really passionate about biking. Really passionate about it, man. About how I can save the world, how I can help the world, and how it's been helping me. I'm almost as passionate about biking as I am about my companion dogs. And that's why I did start this channel. But I want to share something with you guys right quick, man. I got a nice little video because, man, one of the best countries that has really adapted to bike commuting and things of that nature is the Dutch. Man, the Netherlands. They have it down packed, man. Hold on, let me make sure let me see something right quick. They have it down packed. And I've been doing all this research, and I found this video that is super duper interesting. I can't play it all because it has music on it, but I want to show you some things on this video. Okay. I definitely want to show you some stuff on this video. I wish I could show you more of it, but it has music and things of that nature on it, and I don't want to I'm gonna let y'all see this though without showing you the music. I'm gonna letting you hear the music. I just want you to just look at a little piece of this. Okay, this is the Netherlands. This is a city called Groningen, right? And they're just basically a bicycling nation, bicycling city. And everybody here is pretty much riding a bike. And as soon as I say that, you see the cars going by. But you see bikes everywhere. This guy's riding around with his kids. And this is normal. This is nothing out of the ordinary for them. Look, you just see bikes just everywhere. But the thing is, all of this is constructed for bikes. These big wide streets they're on right now, all of this is set up for bikes. Look at all these people riding, man. and I think the number was like 80%, or maybe even higher. I mean, they do like 80% of all of their travel by bike. So that's just amazing. Supposedly what happened was, I'm gonna get to this point I want to show you guys. Look at that. This dude carrying a gigantic plant on his bike. I mean, they're doing everything by bike, man. And look, if you notice, everybody's looking healthy, slim. This is the point I want to show you, I think. Yeah, this part I just want to show you, man, where they're at some type of mall or whatever they are. And look at where they have this place for you to just have your bike stored at. I'm finna see something. Hold on. I think I can listen to this part. So like you said, it's kind of a bicycle park. That's what he was just saying.
Different areas, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. When you see the sign over there, it shows you how much places are still free. But the one over here on the right-hand side, that's the formal bicycle parking, which is a guarded one. You have to pay for it, just for a day ticket, a month ticket, and it's open till the last train arrives in Groningen around about 2 o'clock at night. And then we farther back, we've got what we call a bicycle flat, which is free, but is nobody who looks after it. And on the south side of the station, there are also parking places. So the total amount of bike parking facilities is.
Man, I'm gonna let y'all look at some of this, but basically he's just showing where all these places for you to park your bike. And this whole city and basically Netherlands, all throughout Netherlands, they have things like this. Set up for you to use your bikes. And you see people, young, old, kids, whatever you are riding. And I was so taken aback by this because I was like, hold on, I want to hear dude when he say this.
At the other end as the other part of your commute.
Hold on.
Why ride a bicycle? Because it's much easier than taking the bus, and the car is way too expensive to have in the city. I mean, the infrastructure is great. There's bicycle lanes everywhere. So, yeah, that's basically the reason I ride my bike everywhere. But I have to go. So,
Goodbye.
Good luck filming.
Have fun.
But you heard what he said? He said it's infrastructure. Oh, hold on. Oh, I got it. Oh, I got to pause it right there. But that's what he said. He said, man, it's infrastructure everywhere. It's infrastructure everywhere. So it makes it easy to ride the bike. And man, when I've been looking at a ton of these videos over in the Netherlands. And I'm like, man, everything you see over there is set up for the bikes. And I was like, man, what happened? What happened was when the car boom started taking off everywhere, it was taking off in the Netherlands as well. Well, the government started tearing down all these old, these historic buildings and historic neighborhoods. Streets started getting crowded with cars, pollution, all of this stuff. And the people rose up in protest. Because they was like, man, there's too many, it's not enough room here in the city. People are getting killed from traffic accidents. And actually the people rose up against the government and was like, nah, you gotta change this. We don't want all these cars here. We want to ride bikes. They wanted to ride bikes. So man, the city ended up changing. They finally succumbed to the people. And man, they ended up literally remodeling the whole city. Not only that city, but just in the Netherlands in general. They made these floor plans for all these cities and made them bike-centric type cities. And even on some of the like downtown areas and things of that nature, they made it more accessible to bikes than it is to cars. So they could promote people to to use their bikes instead of cars. They actually designed it for the bikes. And I was like, man, that is so cool. That is so smart. That is so sweet. Because now you're keeping everybody healthy. You're cutting down on the pollution. You're saving people money, honestly, by keeping them out them cars. You're keeping people more social. And the environment is a lot more healthy. And I was just like, man, that's when it really hit me. The true way to get to the future that a lot of people are saying they desire, a cleaner earth, preserving the fossil fuels and things that being a healthier society. All of those things are literally tied to bikes. And the Netherlands they've outsmarted everybody. They've outsmarted all the rest of us, honestly. They're laughing at us because while all the nations was just like, yeah, give me the cars. Yeah, I want to ride a car. Yeah, give me the cars. They was like, no, this is bad news. We don't want this. And when I'm coming over to the United States, the only thing I sort of laugh at with the United States is, not really laugh. I'm like, man, you know what? What I just showed you guys, and I'm gonna let it play. No, I can't let it play because I want you to hear this next part. But what I showed you guys with everybody biking around in the Netherlands just a second ago, we won't see that quickly over here in the United States because we've already established the car. All these damn highways everywhere. You know, in most cities, definitely in my city, they do not cater to the bike. You know, we're just starting to get a few bike lanes here and there. But, you know, even though I'm a bike commuter, it's still not the safest, you know, as far as the way the infrastructure is set up. But I just think about the Netherlands compared to the rest of the world, and it makes me think of Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla. He was basically coming up with something called the Tesla, and forget Elon Musk and his Tesla company. I'm talking about the real Nikola Tesla. First of all, we're not going to talk about how who was it, Thomas Edison or whatever it was. Not Thomas Edison. What am I talking about? It might have been either way. Let me just get back to what I was saying. Either way, Nikola Tesla. He was coming up with a invention called the Tesla coil. The Tesla coil would have basically created clean energy for the whole world. None of us would really be paying for electricity right now if Nikola Tesla had completed his invention. But what happened was, when good old J.P. Morgan found out that Tesla was planning on cutting out gasoline and having people basically have free energy, oh, he was running for the hills once he found that out. Not to mention that somebody that was using some of Tesla's patents had already sent a radio wave across the Atlantic Ocean, which that's what J.P. Morgan wanted Tesla to do, which Tesla really already was finna do it, but he was going to do it even better. But J.P. Morgan didn't give him the chance to do it. He pulled out of the investment. But mainly he pulled out of that investment because when he started finding out that Tesla was going to be cutting out gas, oh, that was taking money out of his pockets. And he was like, no, no. Say what again? So he cut the funding for Tesla. And that's how I feel the same way about bike commuting. For bike commuting to really work like it does in Amsterdam here in the United States, they would have to change a lot of infrastructure. They would have to make a lot of these places much more bike friendly and less car friendly. And why would the United States want to do that? You know, from a money standpoint, they don't look, even though increasing bikes in this country will make this country more healthy physically, will, you know, people look, they won't be wasting no money on gas. The environment will be better because all that gas, all that emissions won't be in the air. But here's the deal. Automobile sales would decline. They don't want that. They don't want you to stop buying as much gas. You know, they want you to buy fossil fuels, even though that's not an efficient way to fuel our vehicles. But they don't want anything coming in the way of the money. And if most people were bike commuting, if they set up all these cities to be more like the Netherlands, it'd be a lot less gas getting bought. A lot less automobiles getting bought on a yearly basis. You know, and although we'll be healthier as a a world healthier as a country, I just believe that the biggest obstacle we would face is that Monte. People want that Monte, and they can say whatever they want. That's what would keep them from like changing the infrastructures. You know, that's really what I believe, because the Netherlands have figured it out. I'm gonna show you this right quick. This guy, he even goes on to say what I'm saying right now. Let me make sure I show it to you guys. He's gonna go on to explain even what I'm saying right now. Because when I heard him say that, I said, exactly, that's exactly what I'm talking about. But he's gonna say it right here. Watch. He gonna tell you what we need to do to get like the Netherlands.
By having a few 30 kilometers.
But I have to go. So
Goodbye.
good luck filming.
Have fun. You're not going to get a cycling revolution by having a few 30-kilometer-an-hour streets. You're not going to get it by building just a few cycle paths. And you're not going to get it by traffic calming just a few streets either. You have to do everything, and you have to do it everywhere. You never have to ride more than a few hundred meters from your home in the Netherlands in order to find yourself on a facility of such quality that you'll be happy to cycle on it, and you'll be happy for your children to cycle on it.
Okay, I don't want that music to play. I wish I could play more of it, but did you hear what he said? Like he said, man, you can't just fix infrastructure somewhere. Like in my city, like when I leave outside of my home, I got a small little bike path, and it ends, and next thing you know, it's just regular old street for a long time. What was the use of me riding on a bike path for 2 blocks, bro? What's the use of that? You know what I'm saying? Like he said, if you're going to do bike paths, if you're going to do bike infrastructure and all that stuff, it needs to be everywhere to make it efficient, to make it work. You know, my brother, he lives up in Colorado, and he always brags on how, man, they can literally walk outside their door and it's a bike path right there. And it's not just a bike path. It's a bike path that can pretty much take him anywhere he wants to go. You know, they got bike paths connecting cities. Bike path, just a whole bike path connecting cities. And I'm like, man, that's the dream right there. And that's what he said on the video. He like, man, you can walk right at your door, and this is going to be a bike path. Somewhere. And I know, man, I love cycling, and I love bike commuting, I love what it brings, but it is dangerous. I never thought that bike commuting was as dangerous as it is. I never thought about it. I guess I just never really thought about it. But it is dangerous because you have people in cars, they can easily stop thinking of you as a human. And not to mention distracted driving. So it's a lot of dangers out there that could keep the normal person from bike commuting. But if you had all of these infrastructures in place, it would definitely encourage people to do a lot more bike commuting. Even if they didn't bike commute to work, they'd probably do a lot more bike commuting around the neighborhood. Oh, let me see. It's something else I want to show you guys on that video. Yeah. It's something else that I was basically talking about, but he's going to allude to it right here.
You can't park here, or you get with car. You can't do that. You can't park here, or
you can even study for an exam on the way to the campus if it's necessary.
Or you can go or with the bicycle. You go there, you go there. With car, you can't do that. You can't park here, or you get fined for police. Yeah.
Oh, it's an ore. So one thing you'll find that's very apparent when you're here is that it is almost completely silent. This is the quietest city that I've ever ridden a bike in or been in. For example, this street, you could stand in the roadway for minutes at a time without seeing a car.
The reason why it's pleasant to cycle here is because the infrastructure removes conflicts. And so you don't have people cycling in close proximity to fast cars or large trucks, not terribly often anyway. We have to have deliveries to a center like this, but we don't have through traffic in a place like this. And so this is relatively peaceful. And by having the street as a
say they're not using the
customer because one, you save room for the
Oh, hold on. Where did I go?
City that I've ever ridden a bike in or been in.
I tried to pause it. I'm sorry about that, but I was just tripping what he said. He was like, man, those streets that you were saying, they were not through streets, like he said. Cars and stuff can't be driving down those streets. They're protected. You know, the cyclists are protected. They don't have to do like you've seen on a couple of my videos already where, you know, I'm riding on the side of the street without a bike path, actually. Just riding over to the farthest I can get. And it's cars and trucks or whatever zooming right past me. They don't have to deal with that in the Netherlands. You know, they're completely protected. They don't have to have a truck whizzing past their damn well ear while they're riding down the street. And man, I can't lie. If you're not a cyclist and if you don't commute on a daily basis, which I just started, I'm not trying to act like I've been doing it for years, but I've done it enough now to know that, man, it feels so good to see this right here where they're cycling and you don't see anybody next to them right now. Man, that's a great feeling. That is a great feeling to just know they're protected. They're in hog heaven right now.
a street mainly for bicycles, as this is, we have enormous numbers of people using the street and able to get to the shops. We can make the whole place look more attractive.
So the first thing you see when you come
I mean, so you got people just ride. I love that, man. You just got people just riding around everywhere. And man, one thing I do love about my bike is just different from a car, man. You just, the way you, like they say, parking is easier, man. You know, everything about a bike is pretty much easier, you know, other than you doing the power. And I promise you, once your leg muscles start building up like mine, man, half the time now, I get to a destination before I realize I've even pedaled. You know, I might listen to a little music and realize, like, damn, I'm already here. I'm not breathing hard or anything. Why? Because I'm just in much better shape now. But you just see their whole community riding around on bikes. Listen to this, what he's finna say right now.
Out of the train station is this massive bike parking structure. The taxi stand is located away from the front of the station. Over there, that very small parking lot, that's where you can get a taxi. You don't have taxis jostling for customers. If you want a taxi, you have to go and seek it out.
Okay, well, we are here in the northwestern part of Groningen.
So I just think that's another thing that's pretty cool. Like you say, here in America, you know, you got taxi drivers fighting, hey, ride with me, ride with me. Where, like he said, over there, it's a whole different thing, man. Hey, cars can't be jockeying to get you, you know, in there, you know, get you in their taxi, whatever. You know, they got to stay out the way because this place is catered for bikes. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about cars just muscling in and say, hey, you want to ride with me? Nah. If I need a car, I go find a car. I go to where the cars are. But mainly, their city is constructed for bikes. And that's what I was like, man, this is only one video. I've seen a million of them. This is only one video I've looking at, and I've only showed you a couple of pieces of it because it has music and stuff in here that I can't share. But man, let me tell you something. Look, I mean, just him doing this video right here, you just see everybody constantly riding. You know, in America, you may see a couple of people riding here or there, but you don't see that level of riding. I was reading the statistics today, and it was like, I think out of the whole nation, like 12% of Americans bike commute, maybe 12%. And so that's a very, very low number. When I started bike commuting, I never thought it was that small of an amount of people that bike commuted. But right here, they're even showing a bridge. It has to open and close, but they're showing they put these two other bridges on the side that when that bridge is opening, you can still walk across. Constantly thinking about their cyclists, man. And I can't wait. I ain't gonna say I can't wait because I don't know if we will ever get to that point, but I would love to get to that point over here in the United States where look at this biking garage. I mean, bikes for days. They have the infrastructure. I mean, the other day, man, look, females, old people, I mean, everybody just out riding. The other day, oh yeah, I had to go to Walmart. And luckily I was in the car, but it was like some days before that I was on my bike, but I was like, man, I don't want to go up there and they don't have a bike rack. But it was like a couple of days later, just so happily, I was in a car. Oh, I want y'all to hear that if it ain't no music. I was in the car and I went to Walmart, and don't you know it was not one bike rack, not one. So they have whole garages dedicated to parking your bike, where I go to a major department store, I can't even find one bike rack. That's the difference. Look at this. Bike racks everywhere. Hold on, I want to see if we can listen to this.
The brick pavers.
Oh no, he's short. He got music on there, so I ain't gonna play that. But basically, he's just saying that, hey man, they're able to save so much money with the amount of money that the city is saving. I forgot how they said. Dang, what did he say? How did he say that the city was saving so much? It was something because of the biking that the city was saving so much money. I forgot how he said that the biking was allowing the city to save so much money and keep the streets clean. Okay, there he said, just right there. I don't know how, but let me see. He gonna say it. Mainly this is a priority because they want people to have a smooth ride. Look at that girl looking good. That's because the city does not encourage traveling by car, and thus the money they save can continue to build peaceful, beautiful places that you can walk on, bike on, take transport on. But I forgot the way I forgot how he explained it, how they were saving money because of all that by lowering the amount of car travel. I think it's probably just the damage that happens to the roads done by the cars. I think because that's not happening, they can afford to fix the pavement even more often. I think that's what he said earlier. He said there's simply nowhere quite like Groningen. They got the kids. That's why I say, man, every time I look at the Netherlands, I just keep on thinking like, man, they have the key. They're laughing at all of us that are still, in this car-centric type of world that we're living in. They're laughing at us, man, because like the guy said, and I didn't even talk about it. Let me go back to that. I didn't talk about it like I wanted to. I want to go back to that. I played it and I don't even think I said anything about it. I just let you listen to it. But when he said that,
it's necessary.
Or you go all around with the bike police, yeah?
Oh, it's an ore.
He gonna say it.
So one thing you'll find that's very apparent when you're here is that it is almost completely silent. This is the quietest city that I've ever ridden a bike in or been in. For example,
and that's what I wanted to stop at, because when I heard that, it really did make me start thinking like, man, we do get a lot of noise pollution from vehicles. And if you were just to think, man, if you were just to take the majority of vehicles out of the city, or where they're just not being used, your city would be super quiet. And that's what he's saying. He's like, man, this is the quietest city I've ever been in. Why? Because you don't got all these roaring ass engines everywhere. And I can only imagine how good the air smells. Why? Because you don't got emissions all in the air 24/7. So, man, I can't lie. I truly do believe that biking, just biking in general more can help save the world. But I said bike commuting can save the world because that's things that you do on a daily basis. And if you start doing those things on a daily basis, I mean, if we were to do that as a nation, that would propel us into the future more than anything. Bearded McTow. He said, what up? Hello, dog kid. What up, Bearded? He said, sorry for being late. Was working out. Just bought a pair of dumbbells. Oh, great, man. You better than me, Bearded. I can't do that heavy lifting type of workout stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm a cardio guy. That's why biking is good for me. I've never wanted to get too muscular. I like being strong, but I don't want to be built, muscle strong. So you better than me. But good to have you, brother. Good to have you. It's another video I definitely want to show you guys too, though. I want to show you something else about the infrastructure that is really, really cool. Over in the Netherlands. I gotta play it first. Hold on. But yeah, man, they've even constructed their crosswalks and things of that nature to cater to cyclists. And I'm like, man, I love what they're doing over there, man. They got the right thing going on over there. Here it is right here. This is it. I want to show y'all guys this right quick. Yeah. This it. But yeah, man, when I started seeing all this stuff about the Dutch, I'm like, man, this is how we can save the world right here, man. This is a good way to save the world, man. Getting on our bikes, riding. If the people were to uprise against the government here and say, hey, and demand change, we probably could get a lot of change happening. But, in America, we tend to get so used to what we think are luxuries that we don't want to give them up. You're going to have all these women that don't want to get their hair sweaty, or, you're going to have dudes that, want to fall asleep with a dozen donuts on their stomach. So you're going to get stuff like that where people, they're going to be like, man, I don't want to ride my bike. I could just jump in the car. Because we've been, trying to do that. But man, I'm telling you, if we can get out of that, that's how we can go to the future by going back to the past. Because what I found out is, of course, y'all already probably know this just by deducing this. Well, the world was about bicycles. The world wasn't about cars. The world was about bicycles. People, you went on dates on bicycles and things of that nature. You went to go pick your girl up, both of you either had a bike or either you had a tandem bicycle. So man, it's only been like they say since, recently that these cars have really taken over like they are now. And we really need to go back to an earlier time to advance for the future. But let me show you guys this, because I just thought this was so cool. This is how the Dutch has decided to design their crosswalks and things of that nature. to cater to pedestrians and cyclists. So check this out. So here it is. Yep, so that's America. We are catering to the cars in America. Now, as you saw, that car had to drive up. So like they say, their street doesn't drop down, where the pedestrians and the cyclists walk. It doesn't drop down, where the street is and then make you walk back up on the sidewalk. No, it makes the car go up. It makes the car acknowledge that, hey, this is where pedestrians are walking in. So that's what I was like, it's amazing. We're America, we're supposed to be ahead of everybody, but we haven't even figured this out yet. Right. So we ain't got to go through all of those. This is that was a nice, interesting video. You can go check it out if you want to. I can't lie, I don't have it linked in the video right now, but maybe I will after the stream. But basically, I was just showing that video because, hold on, did you see it? Oh, sorry, guys. Ooh, I didn't share it. Let me show it. I'm sitting up there looking at it and y'all didn't even see it. I'll show it to you again. Here it is. Now, this is what I was looking at. Sorry, guys. Thanks for letting me know. This is what I was looking at. I'm going to let y'all see it all over again.
I'm working on a video about traffic calming, but I wanted to talk about one thing that makes the biggest difference for safe walking. If you look at a typical North American junction, it looks something like this. The sidewalk ends, there's a drop down to the level of the road, and it's very clear that you're crossing a space for cars. For the driver, it looks just like the rest of the road. The only thing marking the pedestrian crossing is the same magical white paint that they use for bicycle lanes. But it doesn't seem to do a very good job of slowing down the cars.
And that's what I was saying earlier when I was like, man, you see that they got it basically constructed for cars, not for the pedestrians.
And neither does the stop sign. Hey, buddy, there's a stop sign there. Never mind. Compare that to this crossing in Amsterdam. For the pedestrian, the sidewalk continues through the junction and doesn't drop down. This sends a very clear message that this is a space for walking. For the driver, everything about this design, from its look to its physics, demands slow speed. And the Netherlands actually isn't the only place in the world.
And that's what I was saying, man. That is sweet. It forces the driver to slow down, as opposed to over here where, hey, in America, guess what? It's the drive, you know, the street is constructed for them. Hey, it's same level, same everything. So they just go right on through it. They can run a stop sign like the guy was saying. But over there, they have it elevated for the pedestrian or the cyclist to where, hey, you're gonna notice that some people are gonna be walking past here. You have to slow down. I like that.
With continuous sidewalks, but I think the Dutch version is the most effective. Here is an example from London in the UK.
And they went on to show some more examples. And thank you for letting me know that I didn't share that. Sorry about that. But that was just an example of how, man, infrastructure helps, man. Infrastructure helps. I love that it's so smart. The pedestrian shouldn't have to change their level, whether they're walking or cycling. They should be able to keep right on going. Because a pedestrian is not finna run into a car and damage the car. You know, you ain't finna, I walked into your car by mistake. No, chances are you ain't walking into the street and damaging the car. But if you walk across that crosswalk, a car can sure run up and damage you. And so I like the fact that they have their crosswalks made to where they have a little bump up to let them know, okay, I'm at a section of the road where people are crossing it. And those are just some of the small things that we need to change over here, and not just over in the United States, but all across the world, you know, to accommodate cycling. And the more and more people cycle, the healthier society will be, the healthier the earth will be. Guess what? The healthier your pockets will be, because you won't be spending all this money on gas. And you may start getting like me to where, man, I'm telling you, I don't even really want a car anymore, you know, but I don't want to speak anything to keep God from blessing me with a car, because I do eventually need one to take the girls out. Or, you know, it's always a blue moon where you may need to carry just something that's too big. So you may need a car one day. But for the most part, if I didn't own my companion dogs, I probably wouldn't ever own another car. And that's how much I love bike commuting. And I truly do believe it can save the world. You know, let me find this video right here, because I wanted to show this one to y'all too. But this is what we need to get back to if I can find it. Because let me see. Oh man, they say, look. Now I did read about this city today too. This city called Utrecht, Utrecht. Now they say that is the best biking city in the world, or it's the biking capital of the world. Hold on. I think I might find it right here. I just want to show you guys something, man. But I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it quick enough. It ain't nothing too serious anyway. It's just a little glimpse. A glimpse of something I was looking at earlier. And the truth is, I didn't get a chance to set this stream all the way up. I didn't get a chance to plan everything like I wanted to, blah, blah, blah. But I just tell you, man, sometimes you just got to say the hell with it. And that's what I did. I'm like, man, I can't get all this stuff right like I want to right now. So guess what? I'm finna go live, baby. Hey, everything can't be 100% like you want it to be. But man, it ain't nothing that serious. I just want to see. Oh, video that I saw from way back in the day. It was so sweet, because that's really what I've been looking at, a lot of biking videos, and I can't find it. Can't find any of the ones I want to show on this particular channel. Cause see, I'm not on my channel, so I can't see all of the stuff that I want to show you. Where is it at? It's so hard to find. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Maybe there you go. Maybe I'll find something there. Still don't see it. Either way, it was just a mass of people riding from way back in the day. I just thought it was so cool to see that many people riding their bikes all at once. I had it saved, but I don't see it now. I hate that because you know how things go. As soon as I end the stream, I find it. Let me try one more time. Let me see what this is. Let's see what this is. Nope, that ain't it either. But I clicked on that and hopefully I was going to find the other one that I wanted to show you guys. I tell you what, I know what I could do. I bet I can find it like this. I had to switch to my old channel. It's crazy how, man, you could look for stuff on YouTube or whatever, and it won't pull up any of the stuff that you found maybe on your phone. I might look at it on my computer, look for something on my computer, and I can't find it. But when I look at it on my phone, it pulls it right up. I'll be like, how is this even possible? How is this? How does that work to where it won't put up the same stuff? Like this right here, like this should have pulled up easily. I should have been able to show you guys this with no problem. I just found a video one of the videos I wanted to show you. It shouldn't have been that hard to find this video. It really shouldn't have been. It should not have been that hard. It should have pulled right up, but it didn't. I could not locate it. So here you go. So yeah, man, to get to the future that I think we want to get to, we need to get back to something similar to this. We need to get back to something like this, man. You know what I'm saying? Most of us need to be riding on bikes. Look how social and stuff they are. You see girls ride with their boyfriends on tandem bicycles. I bet that air is clean. You don't see a car nowhere to be found. Look, smiling. Look, girls and guys. I mean, when I see stuff like this, I'm like, man, sometimes, man, you think you're going into the future and developing all type of stuff, thinking things are getting better. But some things are better left alone. And I'm not trying to say we shouldn't have cars. Like I say, cars have a place. But for the most part, we all should be biking for health, for social, for our health, for being social. It makes you happy. And man, our whole worlds actually should be constructed in a way to where everything is actually accessible in all parts of the city. So that would allow everybody to bike to where, you know what, I can get to everything in the south part of the city, just like I can get to everything that I need in the north part of the city. You shouldn't have it to where somebody in the north has to come all the way to the south to get something. So that's what I mean. You know, we have a lot of infrastructure work we would probably have to do, but I just think overall we'd find ourselves in a whole lot better place if we were doing a lot more biking and a lot less riding in these doggone cars. Ben Mikta says Japanese people are good about this biking. They prefer bikes and trains. Biking saves money, less population, and it's fun. Definitely. Dog King, your screen was not shared. Okay, he told me. Thank God. Jay, dog, a land wheel can destroy. Oh, a land wheel can destroy a car walking right into it. He said, "Is it a German city?" No, it's a Dutch city. That was a Dutch city. I don't know the black and white one. I don't know where that was. Honestly, where was that? I don't know where that was. Oh, you probably said that because it showed that German stuff at the end, but I don't think that was in Germany. Oh, they were in. Actually, that was in Birmingham. They were in Birmingham, man. Yeah, from what it says, they were in Birmingham. Yeah, according to them. But I know one thing, that was really cool. Just to see all those. But man, I got a ton of old videos I want to share with you guys going forward, man, to have fun on this bike channel. Cause I really had to kick off this video and talk about how I feel like biking really, man, bike commuting can change the world, man. Like I say, health wise, you know, attitude wise, you know, save you money. And like you say, from an infrastructure standpoint, you know, I know this whole country needs to to change. It'll be some money to spend to change the infrastructure, but I think it would be well worth it. And like I said, I had to do this video because I have a series of live streams I do want to do in the future, man. And the little series is going to be called Cycling Beauty Breakdown. Now, that's only one of the things I'm going to talk about because I'm not just going to talk about that, but my cycling beauty breakdown is sort of a carryover from from my other channel where I did this thing called the Human Woman Report. And I haven't really done that this year. I just wasn't compelled to do it. Haven't seen any stories I want to talk about. But with the cycling beauty breakdown, I'm going to be picking specific female cyclists and I'm going to do highlights on them, you know, about their life and what they're doing and things of that nature. And I'm also going to just talk about the female cyclists and the history of the female cyclists in general. Because man, I don't know what it is. I started going down this path of doing research on cycling and stuff and the history of it. And man, it's intriguing. All of it is, honestly. All of it is super intriguing. And people have said the bike is the best invention ever made. And honestly, I'm beginning to trend to that direction as well. But as I've been going down this path, man, I have been so intrigued with these female cyclists because, like, as you see right next to me, get this mess off of me. I'm a companion doll enthusiast. You know, these are my companions. I don't date any human women at this point right now, but I do still think human women are beautiful. They are important to this world, and I still have a lot of affection for the human woman. But I haven't been trying to date any human women or anything like that in real life or anything like that. You know, I just see some every now and then that I think are super duper hot. But man, ever since I got into cycling, I'm going to be honest, it has actually sort of woken my female radar up even more, because I didn't even know this about me. But man, ever since I started cycling, it's just like anything else. You start noticing whatever you start doing, you start noticing more of it. And as I started cycling, man, I started paying attention more and more to female cyclists. And let me tell you, man, they are some of the finest human women you can ever observe. And it's just something about them that just does something to me carnally. Just seeing them work, seeing them sweat, seeing them with their cute cycling uniforms on, their cycling bibs, as we call them. Lord, their kit suits. Oh my God. It just does something to me. And I'm not going to go too deep into that now, but I said, man, me and the girls, we definitely going to have to do that segment. Even they get amped up sometimes when they see some of these cycling girls, and they don't like girls. You know, I don't have that built into them, but you know, they're just like any other woman. They know an attractive woman when they see one. And man, the first girl that I'm going to do a show on is probably going to come this Saturday, probably. And it's a woman I've been looking at a lot over the last few months, and I can't wait to break her down and just sort of talk about all the things that I've been noticing about her. So yeah, the Cycling Beauty Breakdown is going to be super duper fun. And in between all of that, this channel is not going to be a whole bunch of me sitting in front of the screen like I am now. This is going to be more of an active channel. Now, on my other channel, that's when I do a lot of contemplative thought, a lot more, because you know, me and the girls, we just have a lot to talk about as far as companion dolls are concerned. And I can't take them out with me anywhere right now. So a lot of that channel, we're going to do a lot of discussions and deep thought. But over here, the girls aren't going to be with me when I ride my bike. So I'll be able to do a lot more action videos. So most of the videos on this channel will be action videos, but I do want to sit down, you know, a few times a month and do a live stream on this channel and talk about biking, whatever it may be, whether it's the Cycling Beauty Breakdown or whether it's something else concerning the cycling world. And just to let you know, like I say, as far as my status in the biking world, I've always loved biking. When I was younger, my mom said she didn't even know this, but I used to want to race in the Tour de France. But I never knew how to even start getting into biking or anything like that. And so, you know, next thing you know, you're on and you're doing something else. And once again, it's a show that I think I'm going to do about that. That's going to talk about exactly why I believe I didn't really get into you know, chasing that particular dream. But I forget, I'll tell you a little bit right now. A little bit of that, I think, is based on, I just say, BMX bikes. Me and my brother was sort of talking about this the other day. Man, I grew up with BMX bikes, and they were smaller bikes, right? And I just say this. As you start getting older, those do start seeming more like kid bikes, to where, hey, you're not going to bike commute to work on a BMX bike. So as we start getting older, you start looking at that particular bike that you might have had is, okay, yeah, it's time for me to get a car now, like everybody else in America. But I didn't have the right type of bike. If I had a touring bike, or endurance bike, or some type of a road bike growing up, then I probably would have, understood the values of commuting a lot better. And I probably wouldn't have looked at my bike as just a kid's vehicle, as most of us in America do. And it's funny that me and my brother was just talking, we were laughing. I may end up making another video about this, so if you see it, you see it. But I know me and him were laughing because I was like, man, when we were little, man, I thought that kids were supposed to be on BMX bikes, and we called them 10 speeds, which that's not their name, but road bikes or endurance bike, we thought those were just adult bikes. And it's just amazing, man, how just not knowing things, being ignorant of certain things, or not being exposed to certain things can really, shape your whole life going forward. Because like I say, I've always dreamed of riding bikes. And now, once again, an old dream that I used to think about, even though I'm not riding in a Tour de France, I'm glad that I've gotten to the point now where, man, I'm finna incorporate this into my life. And I'm gonna be, for the foreseeable future, until I leave this earth, man, I want to be riding a bike until I get out of here. So I do believe, once again, that bike commuting can save the world. And man, not only am I a companion doll enthusiast, speaking up for the companion dolls, from now on, I'm a bike enthusiast, speaking up for the values of and the health benefits of riding your bike and what they can bring to the nation and the world. But let me catch up with these comments right quick. Yeah, the black and white one, they said that one was in Birmingham. No, I ain't gonna say they're the best though. He says, I respect human women as individuals and their boundaries, but I like fictional women. Except that, Jay, fictional women are the best. You have also wished that they were real. I like fictional women, but I ain't gonna say they're the best because they ain't real. You know what I'm saying? I love to think about them and all that stuff, but like Nami from One Piece. Yeah, I wish I could meet her, but hell, if I was to meet her, the way her character is depicted, she'd be more trouble than some of these regular old human women because she's a headache. So nah, man, I ain't gonna say they're the best. Like I say, I love human women. I'm not finna lie to you guys about that. They are great. But like I say, my companion dolls just offer things. Since I've had so many relationships, some of you haven't, so you don't understand this. But since I've had so many relationships, the companion doll lifestyle for me just makes things so much better, as far as just makes my life so much more stress-free. I don't have to worry about the ups and downs in this type of relationship. Whereas the human relationship offers, like I've talked about it before, the human relationship offers pros as far as interactions, reciprocation. But the companion doll offers to me pros as far as stress-free living. They don't have all these crazy demands on you. They have unquestioned loyalty. You don't got to worry about them leaving you. So it's that's really where I am. It's pros on both sides. It's pros on both sides of things. But I'm on this side right now. Beardy McTie says, yes, BMX are the best. Nah, we differ on that. I don't think they're the best. I don't think they're the best, MGTOW. I'm sorry. They're good if you want to do some tricks on, but if you want to do some daily riding, no, they're not the best. I agree that you said they're fun, though. They can be fun, but I'd rather have a road bike. He said you could do tricks with BMX, and that's exactly what I'm saying. I don't want to do tricks. I just want to ride and commute to where I need to go to, or go on a bike packing trip, or take a trip across the states. And you're not taking no trip across the states on the BMX. Even though BMXing is cool, I'm not against BMXing. I'm for all form of biking, but I'm not with BMX anymore. I'm done with BMX. He said, bro, Nami is something else. He said, you don't know how many times believe me, I know Nami will, if you look at One Piece, the cartoon, ladies and gentlemen, and you find this character called Nami, if you really look at that anime, and it's not a cartoon, it's an anime, but if you really look at that anime, Nami will definitely have your blood raised to a very high level. That woman is so sexy. Oh my God, amazing. But either way, I'm going to end this stream here, guys. I don't want to take it too far. I just wanted to let everybody know, man, that biking is amazing. It does so many things for you, health-wise, mentally, spiritually. You know, I haven't even gotten to all the things, the benefits that it provides. Why? Because I got a lot of videos to make, and I don't want to waste all my ammo right here. And I'm not going to waste all my ammo, but I just don't want to talk about everything in one show. But I do want to say this. I do definitely believe, once again, that bike commuting, changing cultures over to more of a bike culture as opposed to a car culture, can literally save this planet and save the human race in a lot of aspects, health-wise, socially, financially. As far as the planet, it can save pollution and things of that, keep the planet from being polluted, keep our air fresher, take away the noise pollution, it'll save resources, because guess what? We could scale back all this making of cars. We're doing all this trying to find, make all these electric cars. There's nothing wrong with electric cars, but we could really take a step away from that and use our bodies as the transportation. And if Americans and the rest of the world were using more of our bodies for transportation, we would all stay in shape while we're going to do our jobs. I think that's the true key. You have a healthier world, environmentally, healthier people, and healthier attitudes. Bike commuting can save the world. So with all that said, hope you guys had a great time. It's been me, JayDollKingHefner, the beautiful Cali Sun, the beautiful Austin Moon, and the beautiful Mara Blade. And if you are interested out there, I said all their names in order, starting from where I am all the way to the bed. So this is Cali Sun right next to me, Austin Moon, and then Mara Blade. So hope you guys had fun. Keep tuning in to the channel. We have more biking videos coming. I'm going to be commuting, giving tips, doing all the things that you've been seeing me doing on this channel. But it's not going to just stop where you've seen it. This channel is going to grow. Right now, I don't have half the biking equipment I need to really do things the right way. I plan on, even though I love my bike, I plan on getting a better bike to do bigger tours one day. I just want you guys to stay here with me, grow with me, watch how my bike equipment changes, watch the different adventures as they change. And like I say, right now, I'm doing everything on a big time budget, because I'm just, I don't have a lot to work with financially today. I don't know about tomorrow, but today I don't have a lot. So I think it's going to actually make the channel more fun, because I don't have everything I need right now. So I'm going to just be doing as good as I can with what I have. And if you haven't hit that like button, hit that like button. I'd love for you to share the show, talk about it with your friends, subscribe to me if you haven't subscribed, join the journey. If you are already a member of my other channel, this channel is going to be just like my companion dog channel, where you're going to be going on a journey with me as I build up and learn more and more about bike commuting every single day. So God bless you out there, whatever you're wishing for, hoping for, praying for, health, finances, new relationships, human or synthetic, whatever it is. We're praying that you have it. We ask you believe it, and then you will receive it. Let me check my comments before I go. He says, don't forget, Bearded Mixer says, don't forget Hancock and Nico Robin. I do like Boa Hancock and Nico Robin. They are nice. But I'm gonna try to think though. I love you know what? They look similar too. Boa Hancock and Nico Robin look similar, but I'm trying to think. It's somebody else that I would put up before even both of them. But it's not coming to my mind right now. He said, what I love a One Piece companion dog. I go broke if they comes to market. I would definitely love a Nami companion dog. I seen somebody try to make a Nami, but it doesn't look all the way like I want it to look, so I wouldn't get that yet. Either way, Bearded McTie says, bye, Dog King. I want to say bye to everybody watching live, to everybody tuning in later on. Appreciate you, love you, take care, have a great day. It's been a great time, but me and all the beautiful ladies are finna get the hell up out of here. Peace out, y'all. We finna go. 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 Have a good one, guys. We out of here.